We'd like to give a big thank you to our sponsor, Northwestern Mutual, Eves Financial Group.
Hey Augusta, it's Abby Mefield with Chronicle Media at AugustaChronicle.com, and thank you for joining us today. It's a bit chilly outside, so I don't know about you, but when I'm chilly, I like to eat chili. And thankfully, Dennis Sadomka is going to show us his version, which is extra awesome because it is chili cook-off season. I know he's in there getting everything ready, so let's go in and meet him. All right, Dennis, thank you so much for having us today. I'm really excited. I love your house. It's so cheerful. I'm already in the holiday spirit.
Great.
I love all your Santas. So tell me a little bit about this chili that you're going to be making.
Okay, well, thank you for being here. I love to cook, and I love to talk about cooking, so they kind of go hand in hand.
That's perfect.
This is a chili. I grew up in Chicago, and there was a chili place there named Bishop's Chili.
Okay.
Everybody loved Bishop's Chili, and they've moved around a little bit now. They've only got one little shop way out in the suburbs. But I tried to duplicate the kind of chili they made. We'd buy a quart of it or 2 or 3 quarts, freeze it, and then bring it here when I was driving. So
is that how you figured out how to make it?
Yeah, just from eating their chili, and it's a kind of a joint where you just sit there and it's greasy everywhere, but clean greasy, and everybody's having a good time. You have a bottle of old style beer and a nice chili, and so I've loved chili my whole life. My parents loved it. My mom used to make good chili, so it's kind of a combination of all the chilies I could ever think of, and this is what came out. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is take some bacon and fry it in the pan because I need the bacon grease to brown the meat, the cube beef and the Italian sausage. So I usually cut my bacon in half because the strips curl less. So we'll get that fried up real quick. And I'm gonna do 2 batches. I'll just do 3 with this one. All right, so now we put the meat in, the heart of the chili. I've got some nice beef that I cut up a little while ago. That's you cube it as small as you can, and I get a nice beef roast, or if I can find some nice beef for stew, I use that because it's already partially cut up. Put a nice amount of that, and then some Italian sausage. I've already taken the casing off the sausage. That gives it a real good flavor too. Get that all nicely put in there. And while that's browning a little bit, I also take a chance to take a little glass of wine because you have to have wine when you're cooking. I poured some Zinfandel because that goes good with chili. Now we add some diced onions, some chopped up onions and green pepper that I did previously. I want those to get nice and soft. And then some diced garlic. Again, I use the pre-chopped because I'm lazy. It's a lot easier this way. I'll just get that to saute. Okay, now we pour this in the big pan. And then we start adding all the other good stuff that gives it the flavor. All right, so now we've got our meat and our onions and green peppers in here. We're going to add some tomatoes and some spices and just let it cook for a long time. So first I put in a big can of diced tomatoes. And what I'm actually working with is sort of a half a recipe here. We did part of the meat and part of the onions and all that. So I usually would double that, but in the interest of time, I'm just doing 1 batch of it. So we put in the tomatoes, and I'll put some chilies in. Some green chilies, which are not hot. I'll put about half of this little can. And then I add some jalapenos because I like a little heat. I'll try to add just a little bit of jalapenos this time so it's not too hot. Very often I don't measure, but I'm trying to be a little more precise some days, and so we'll do that. Do a couple of big tablespoons of chili powder. Cumin. Cumin is the best flavor. I love the flavor of cumin in chili and in all kinds of dishes. I've got a bay leaf plant out in the garden, and I pick them and then dry them off in here. As they say, they're supposed to have better flavor if you dry them out. I never knew that, but they said it's more intense. I put in some beef broth to give it some good beef flavor. Then later I have to put in some water because if it's just beef broth, it kind of gets too intense. Turn the heat up a little bit. I guess I should go like that. Use a teaspoon of paprika. I like to get the Hungarian kind because it's got sort of a more intense, better flavor. Only supposed to be a half teaspoon of oregano. That's supposed to be ground oregano. I've got leaf, so I'll do a little more. Pepper's another one of those things I think adds a lot of good flavor, so I tend to use more of it than some people. Now here's where we have to decide what to do. This is the cayenne pepper, and I'll try to go light on that. Maybe half a teaspoon. And I usually throw in some red pepper flakes because they seem to add a little different flavor. And I've got a neighbor who actually sometimes makes these for me. He takes his red peppers, dries them out, chops them up, and makes a big bunch of them for me, and they're wonderful. So anybody can make those at home. Let's see if it's liquid enough. I think it probably needs a little bit more water because what will happen is this will boil down, it'll get thicker. It's already starting to smell from the spices, so that's a good thing. So now what we'll do is we'll cook this for an hour and a half, let it reduce a little bit. So now we take a little tomato paste, and again, if this was the whole recipe, I'd use the whole can, but we've cut it down, so take about a half of that. And we'll get it mixed up. It'll dissolve as the liquid starts to boil. It'll dissolve and we'll thicken it up a little bit. I take some red kidney beans, and sometimes I take the sauce out, sometimes I leave it in. I figure just add a little more flavor with the sauce. So we'll pour half of the red kidney beans in. And half of the black beans, because black beans, again, they add different flavor. And they tend to thicken it up a little bit more. So it's not quite like black bean soup, but it adds something to it. And I'll take these bacon and crumble it up. Sometimes I chop it with a knife, but it works just as well to break it up with your hands. And that's it. We let it cook for another hour or so. I have a little glass of wine while we're waiting. And then we'll see how it comes out.
Okay guys, so here's the biggest moment of the show, and the best is actually tasting this, and this smells amazing. I wish you could smell it. Dennis, you've outdone yourself. And I love all of these options we have right here. Tell us a little bit about what your favorites are.
Okay, well this is Chicago chili. This is the way they make it in Chicago. And I've read that this is sort of Cincinnati chili too. This must be a Midwest thing. Okay. So we have some pasta. We've got some elbow macaroni. At home when my mom made it, we'd use spaghetti noodles and put that in. But any kind of pasta will do. Then we top it with cheese and chopped green onions, and then mix crackers in, and it's sort of, I think some of it eases the intensity of the chili, and I think this batch came out more intense than I intended it to, so I apologize if it's too intense, but
where's the water?
It might mellow out after a while.
No,
we'll see.
It'll be great. I actually like spicy food, so I'm excited. So, well, I'm gonna go ahead, and you ready just to to taste test?
I would like some of the pasta
Oh.
first. Yeah. Oh well, I
Yes,
guess we
sir.
can taste it and then see how
We can add to it. It's up
sure.
to you. We'll go ahead and add some pasta in there. I'll do that too because it sounds like this is going to be pretty spicy. It's not as spicy as, oh, there it
It
is.
hit. It kicked
There
in.
it is.
That's the jalapenos kicking in.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that is so good though. But this is the perfect amount of spice. It's not overpowering.
Oh, good,
That's really
okay.
good. And I'm gonna add some cheese in that for sure because that's
Me
really
too.
good.
Yeah, and I love the little oyster crackers in there. That helps too.
Those are really good too. Give it a little crunch.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to continuing this meal. But
Great.
thank you to our viewers for watching us today. Thank you to Dennis. This has been so fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Please come back and watch us again at Cooking from the Heart in Augusta. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you again to our sponsor, Northwestern Mutual Eves Financial Group.